Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856, in Smiljan, Croatia. His father was a Serbian Orthodox priest and his mother was a Croatian, and he was the fourth of 5 children. Tesla had a photographic memory and could visualize entire inventions in his mind. He had a deep interest in electricity from a young age and once received a shock from his cat while experimenting with static electricity. Tesla's parents wanted him to become a priest, but he decided to study engineering instead. Tesla moved to the United States in 1884 and worked for Thomas Edison's company for a short time. He was also interested in X-rays and developed a device to produce them before they were officially discovered. Tesla was a vegetarian and claimed that he didn't need sleep, surviving on only 2 hours of sleep per night. He was known for his eccentricities, such as his love for pigeons and his habit of conducting experiments in his hotel room. Tesla never married and had few close relationships, but he was known for his charm and charisma. He was fluent in several languages, including English, German, French, Serbian, and Croatian. Tesla was a proponent of renewable energy and predicted the use of solar power and wind power. He was also interested in wireless transmission of energy and dreamed of a world without wires. Tesla's laboratory in Colorado Springs, Colorado, was the site of many of his most famous experiments, including the creation of lightning bolts that were over 100 feet long. Tesla was the first person to patent a remote-controlled boat, which he called a teleautomaton. He was also interested in creating a death ray that could be used as a weapon, but he never completed the project. Tesla was a friend of Mark Twain and the two shared a love of science and technology. He was also friends with Robert Underwood Johnson, the editor of Century magazine, who introduced Tesla to the public through a series of articles. Tesla was once offered a job by the Russian government to build a hydroelectric plant, but he turned it down. He was a pioneer in the field of radio and developed a wireless communication system, but he was not credited with the invention of the radio. Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower, a wireless transmission tower in Long Island, New York, was intended to transmit messages and electrical power wirelessly but was never completed due to lack of funding. Tesla was inducted into the Inventors Hall of Fame in 1975. He was also posthumously awarded the John Scott Medal in 1934 for his contributions to science. The SI unit for magnetic flux density, the Tesla, is named after Nikola Tesla. Tesla suffered from obsessive-compulsive disorder and had a strong aversion to germs. He was a skilled pianist and could play entire pieces in his head before playing them on the piano. Tesla's final years were marked by financial difficulties and he died alone in a hotel room in New York City in 1943. His work continues to inspire scientists and inventors today, and he is considered one of the greatest inventors of all time. Tesla's birthplace in Smiljan, Croatia, is now a museum dedicated to his life and work. He was educated in Austria and attended the Austrian Polytechnic in Graz. Tesla moved to Paris after his father died and worked as an electrical engineer for the Continental Edison Company. He became a naturalized American citizen in 1891. Tesla was awarded the Edison Medal in 1917 for his contributions to electrical engineering. He was a proponent of eugenics and believed in the selective breeding of humans. Tesla was a pacifist and refused to work on military projects, including the development of radar. He once claimed to have received signals from Mars, but this claim has been widely disputed. Tesla's laboratory in New York City was destroyed in a fire in 1895, causing him to lose many of his notes and experiments. He was known for his experiments with high-frequency alternating current and claimed that it had healing properties. Tesla was a fan of Mark Twain's writing and the two corresponded frequently. He was also a fan of Rudyard Kipling's poetry and once recited Kipling's "If" from memory. Tesla was a supporter of women's rights and once said, "The female mind has demonstrated a capacity for all the mental acquirements and achievements of men." He was also a supporter of the suffragette movement and gave speeches on the topic. Tesla's laboratory in New York City was visited by many famous people, including John Jacob Astor Ivy and J.P. Morgan. He was once invited to meet with King Peter I of Serbia but declined the invitation. Tesla was an accomplished inventor and developed many devices that are still used today, including the Tesla coil and the electric motor. He was also interested in the study of ball lightning, a phenomenon that is still not well understood. Tesla was a recluse in his later years and became increasingly paranoid. He believed that he had a system for transmitting power wirelessly, but he was never able to prove it. Tesla was deeply interested in the nature of the universe and believed in the existence of cosmic rays. He once claimed to have created a machine that could cause earthquakes, but this claim has been widely disputed. Tesla was once stranded on an island in the South Pacific for several months, during which time he survived on coconuts and fish. He was known for his ability to perform mental calculations quickly and accurately. Tesla was interested in the study of the human mind and believed in the existence of telepathy. He was also interested in the study of time travel and claimed to have developed a time machine. Tesla's experiments with high-frequency alternating current were the basis for the development of radio. He was a prolific writer and wrote many articles and essays on science and technology. Tesla's contributions to science and technology have been celebrated in many films, books, and TV shows. He was once offered a job by Thomas Edison that would have paid him $50,000 a year, but he declined the offer. Tesla was a master of promotion and often used demonstrations of his inventions to attract investors. He was once referred to as the patron saint of the mad scientist by Time magazine. Tesla was a fan of the works of Edgar Allan Poe and believed that his stories had a scientific basis. He was known for his unusual sleep habits and often worked late into the night. Tesla was interested in the study. Tesla had a photographic memory and could remember entire books and images in detail. He was fluent in several languages, including Serbian, Croatian, English, French, German, and Italian. Tesla was fascinated by birds and once tried to build a machine that would allow humans to fly like birds. He was a vegetarian and believed in the health benefits of a meat-free diet. Tesla was a germaphobe and had a fear of germs and illness. He was known for his love of animals and often took care of injured or sick animals in his laboratory. Tesla was friends with the famous inventor Thomas Edison, but the two had a falling out over their different views on electrical power. He once claimed to have received a vision of a rotating magnetic field, which he believed was the key to developing alternating current. Tesla was an advocate of renewable energy sources and believed that solar power would one day replace fossil fuels. He was a pioneer in the field of X-ray technology and developed a device that could detect the presence of X-rays. Tesla's experiments with high-frequency electricity led him to develop a type of lighting called the Tesla lamp. He was awarded the Order of Saint Sava, the highest Serbian decoration, in 1892. Tesla was a strong believer in the power of meditation and practiced it regularly throughout his life. He was a supporter of the idea of a world government, and believed that a unified global society was necessary for humanity's survival. Tesla was interested in the study of human emotions and believed that they could be measured and quantified. He was a skilled pianist and could play the piano by ear. Tesla was once sued by his former employer, Westinghouse Electric, for breach of contract, but the case was eventually dropped. He was a mentor to many young scientists and engineers, including Arthur H. Matthews and Nikola J. Milkovich. Tesla was a believer in the idea of reincarnation and claimed to remember past lives. He was once offered a position at the University of Paris, but he declined the offer. Tesla was a minimalist and lived a simple life, often sleeping on a couch in his laboratory. He was once struck by a car while walking in New York City and suffered a broken leg. Tesla was a fan of the poet Robert Browning and could recite many of his poems by heart. He was fascinated by the idea of wireless communication and believed that it would revolutionize the world. Tesla's laboratory in Colorado Springs was known for producing spectacular electrical displays, including lightning bolts that were over 100 feet long. He was an early proponent of the idea of artificial intelligence and believed that machines would one day surpass human intelligence. Tesla was a proponent of the idea of free energy, or the idea that energy could be harnessed from the environment without cost. He was once offered a contract to build a power plant in Russia, but the deal fell through. Tesla's invention of the Tesla coil allowed for the wireless transmission of electricity, a breakthrough that would have a profound impact on technology. He was known for his eccentric behavior, including his habit of talking to pigeons in New York City's parks. Tesla's inventions and ideas were often ahead of their time, and many of his concepts, such as wireless communication and renewable energy, are still relevant today. He was a devout Orthodox Christian and believed that his scientific work was a way of understanding God's creation. Tesla's inventions. He was the subject of a biographical film called The Secret of Nikola Tesla, which was released in 1980. Tesla was once accused of causing a blackout in New York City when one of his experiments went awry. He was known for his love of nature and often went on long walks to clear his mind. Tesla was awarded the John Scott Medal by the Franklin Institute in 1934, which recognized his contributions to the field of electrical engineering. He was a firm believer in the idea of world peace and once said, "The day when we shall know exactly what electricity is will chronicle an event probably greater, more important than any other recorded in the history of the human race." Tesla's inventions were instrumental in the development of radio, television, and radar technology. He was an early advocate of the idea of using renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power. Tesla was known for his eccentric fashion sense, often wearing gloves and a bow tie. He was once offered a job by the inventor Alexander Graham Bell, but declined the offer. Tesla was a frequent visitor to the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City, where he lived for many years. He had a long-standing feud with the scientist and inventor Guglielmo Marconi over who was the true inventor of radio technology. Tesla once claimed to have received signals from outer space and believed that they were coming from intelligent beings.